Will investing in the Bajaj Allianz Life Goal Assure policy help you achieve your goals in the long term? Let us find out through an in-depth analysis in this video. Hi there, welcome back to holisticinvestment.in, where we help individual investors like you to make the right financial and investment decision to reach your financial goals in a more faster and smarter way. Now, before analyzing this policy, let us first understand a few basic details about it. So, this is an unit link policy. That means it invests in the market and it has market link risk. So, it also has 4 investment strategies as presented on the screen, which you can choose based on your specific investment style. And also, there are 10 fund options available, which we have categorized based on the percentage of allocation each fund option has to asset classes like equity, debt, money market, and also according to the risk profile each fund option has. And there are also benefits like death benefit and maturity benefit. If you want to know more about these aspects of the policy in detail, you can refer to the policy brochure. Now, as we have a basic understanding about this policy, let us move on to the analysis part of the video, where we are going to analyze the IRR of this policy, which is we are going to calculate the internal rate of return of this policy based on the benefit illustration given in the policy brochure, just to see what kind of returns we actually get in our hands at the end of the day to help us make a more informed decision. So if you take a look at the calculation here presented on the screen, for example, we can assume that if you buy this policy for a policy term of 15 years with a 10-year premium payment term, you will be paying 50,000 rupees per annum as the premium amount, which is the amount they have specified for a life cover of 5 lakhs. So here we have calculated on two assumed gross returns, which is one is at 4% per annum, another is at 8% per annum. As this is a policy which has market linked risk, we have assumed these two returns just to showcase you how this policy can perform at both extremes in the worst and best case scenario. So these are just example purpose we have taken this. These are not guaranteed returns. So at 4% per annum, policy's maturity calculator suggests at the end of 15 years, your maturity benefit will be 9.70 lakhs. And the IRR is only 6.36%, which is often lesser since the IRR calculation here has accounted only for the policy administration charge and the fund management charge. If we include the risk charge, other miscellaneous charges, and the 18% GST on all the charges, it will be significantly lesser than 6.36%. That's why hidden charges are one of the most misleading and unattractive features of this policy or any other ULIP. So as this policy is not giving us any desirable outcome, and also before making any long-term investment or financial decision, we should make some comparison check. So let's compare the investment aspect of this policy against PPF. Since PPF does not offer life cover like the Goal Assure plan, you can buy a term insurance separately for the same sum assured for a far lesser premium. For example, the annual premium for a life cover of 5 lakhs of a term insurance policy will be lesser than 4,300 rupees per annum. And Public Provident Fund is an investment instrument offered by the Government of India, giving you guaranteed returns. So this is a low risk profile. So the current interest rate of PPF is set at 7.1% per annum, and investments in PPF also have the same benefit of tax exemption under section 80C up to 1.5 lakhs per annum. So here in this tabular column, it shows the return from PPF fund performance for the same investment amount. So as you can see in this sample tabular column, we can see the IRR for this investment comes at 6.23%, and the amount is calculated at 9.56 lakhs. So the return from the PPF is almost similar to the return from Bajaj policy, but here the return from PPF is guaranteed and it is entirely exempt from income tax. On the other hand, there is no guarantee of the return that you will generate from your Bajaj policy, and you may even end up getting a return as low as 4% or even lower. Also, the returns that you get on PPF are exempt from taxation, which the Bajaj policy is not. Now let us take a look at the equity side, because as this policy has market link risk to it, let us compare it with another policy or an investment vehicle which also has the same kind of risk for a fair comparison. So here we have taken up ELSS mutual funds, which are equity linked funds that invest in shares. So as an alternate option to the Goal Assure plan, you can choose a mix of term life insurance and ELSS mutual fund like we did with PPF and term insurance. So equity mutual funds on average offer 12 to 15% CAGR. So assuming a conservative 12% CAGR, the potential return from an ELSS mutual fund is showcased in the tabular column presented on the screen. So here the IRR comes around 10.31%. So amount is calculated at 14.57 lakhs. So you can see that 14 lakh return from the ELSS fund is almost 5 lakhs more than the Bajaj policy. And even more interestingly enough, ELSS mutual funds do not have any hidden charges. Hence the return you see is what you get. Additionally, ELSS mutual funds have a lock-in period of only 3 years, whereas Bajaj policy has a lock-in period of 5 years. And you get the same tax benefit as Bajaj policy by under section 80C, and also investment up to 1.5 lakh per annum or exempt from income tax. However, the returns from the ELSS mutual funds are not entirely tax free. Even if the investment is below 1.5 lakhs per annum, the capital gains tax are taxed at 10% for long term gains. Should this make a difference to an investor? So capital gains on your ELSS investment are tax exempt to the limit of 1.25 lakhs in a financial year. Capital gains over and above 1.25 lakh are taxed at 12.5%. So the return you have got is even with LTCG tax at 12.5%. So even with that, it does deliver a far higher return compared to Bajaj Allianz policy, which has given you as much as 9.56 lakhs return. So the risk involved is also same as the policy. So to be fair, so as you can see, the ELSS mutual fund has given you more better risk adjusted return compared to Bajaj policy. So what is the final verdict? Is investing in the Bajaj Allianz Life Goal Assure plan worth it or not? The only edge ULIPs like the Bajaj Allianz policy had was severely reduced by the Finance Act 2021, and you know that ELSS mutual funds deliver far better post-tax returns now. But have you ever wondered why insurance agents try to sell you this plan? Because like many policies in the bazaar, they get paid a high agent commission for selling you this plan. As simple as that. So what you can do instead, you can get insured with a term insurance plan and assess your risk tolerance and invest accordingly. So in that way, you can achieve your financial goals faster than you expect.
You can definitely check out the blog post we have posted on our website through the link in the description. And if you want to gain more professional guidance through a professional financial planner, you can choose to book a one-on-one complimentary consultation with one of our professional financial planner through the link in the description. Also, if you want to gain more investment and financial insights through the leading experts in the finance industry, we also conduct regularly free live webinars through which you can register and gain these insights. The link is in the description. Also, if you like this video, definitely hit like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so we can come up with more such financially beneficial content for you. Thank you for watching.